Hey man, I get it. Giannis Antetokounmpo is playing unbelievable these days. He's basically, taken his game every single season and got significantly better year in and year out. And again, he's doing it. He is playing so well. And the numbers he's putting up, the field goal percentage, the dominance he has, unbelievable, right? And historic, I would say, because you don't see players dominate like that. James Harden, he has been playing incredible as well. I mean, the Rockets are one of the best teams in the league right now. They just beat the Pacers, but his numbers have been nothing short of spectacular. They have been absolutely jaw-dropping. But the Knicks are 7-5. The New York Knicks are 7-5, and on top of that, Kristaps Porzingis is averaging 30 points, 7 rebounds, on 51% from the field, 41% from 3. He's shooting 84% from the line, and he's getting over 2 blocks a game as well. But most importantly, the Knicks are 7-5. That's, I think, the biggest thing, because obviously we know the Knicks, they don't have anybody. I mean, their second and third best players they got to be like Tim Hardaway and Enes Kanter. And when those guys are in your top 3, your team isn't very good. However, a 7-5 record for the New York Knicks and Kristaps Porzingis has been absolutely incredible. So we have these 3 players, and I'm thinking, who is the MVP so far? I'm not sure. I know Giannis, the way he started out, especially first few games, the Bucks, I think they started like 3-0, and then Giannis was going nuts. He had that 44-point game and game-winning dunk against the Blazers. He started off the season on a tear, unbelievable to start the year. However, the Bucks, they kind of fell through the standings through these past few weeks. And at one point, I think, what was the record? 5-6, 4-6. They were 4-6, I believe. And then they won 2 in a row just now. So they're trying to get back on track. Eric Bledsoe joined that team, 2-0 since he showed up. So that's good. James Harden, I think, is a better candidate for MVP at this point, like so far. And that's because his team is what, 10-3? He's also averaging 30 points, 10 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, and he's shooting 46% from the field, 41% from 3, and 81% from the line. He has been killing it, absolutely killing it. The defense is not there, but it never is, so let's just ignore that. James Harden, though, you can't take away from that. He's been playing great, and the numbers, yeah, they speak for themselves. And of course, look at Giannis's numbers. He's averaging 32 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks, 60% from the field, and actually 30% from 3. So, that 3-point shot, he's still getting better at that, actually. So, that's cool to see. So, if I look at these numbers, I would probably say that just from judging the stats, Giannis is having the best season. However, the team isn't where it should be, and I would say that Kristaps Porzingis probably is having a better season just off of the fact that the Knicks are 7-5 and the Bucks are 6-6, and the Bucks should have a way better record than the Knicks. There's no reason for them to be losing 6 out of 12 games and for the Knicks to be doing this, because it's really not about the Bucks doing bad, because 6-6 isn't that bad for the Bucks, okay? It's less than what you want, but it's not horrible by any means. But the big point here is that the Knicks are 7-5. I mean, I would have never expected the Knicks to be like this. Kristaps Porzingis' effect on the game, and of course he was sitting out that one game against the Magic, I think. I think it was the only game he sat out, and they lost that game because he wasn't playing. So with Kristaps, I believe they're 7-4, so even better. But it's really between these 3 guys, I would say. And LeBron James, he's been playing pretty well, but the team's doing really bad, and his defense isn't helping. He's doing all he can, I get it, but these guys have just been more dominant through the beginning of the season. I mean, his team, the Cavs are 5-6. this is a team that, like, they added all these pieces and are supposed to be the real deal, and they're not doing anything. So I don't know what's going on there. When we talk about MVP, we usually look at, the best players on the best teams. And yeah, the Bucks are 6-6, I know, and the Knicks are 7-5, but like, you look at the numbers for the Greek Freak, but also with Kristaps, the Knicks being 7-5, it's not like we can just count Kristaps out because the Knicks aren't, a top 2 seed. The Knicks are supposed to be like a bottom lottery team. Like, they're not supposed to be this good, and they're not supposed to be good, period. So the fact that they're there is a big statement. Obviously, James Harden, his team is really good, so he's going to be in that conversation. When we look at other teams that are good, the Celtics, you could say Kyrie Irving. I guess that might make some sense. However, the Celtics have won 2 games with him not playing, and they've also won games with him having bad games. Like, the Celtics, not to take away from Kyrie Irving, because he's obviously adding to that team, but he's not carrying the team. The Celtics are playing great basketball even without Kyrie Irving. I mean, guys like Tatum and Jaylen Brown, Aaron Baines, their bench, Marcus Smart, Terry Rozier, those guys, they have been unbelievable as a unit. So you can't give Kyrie the credit that you're giving James Harden. Even though I think James Harden, like, I don't think that he's carrying the Rockets. I think that they have him in this to run the system, and that's really good. But he couldn't do what he's doing without the teammates he has around him. Even though he can score a ton of points, the Rockets wouldn't be winning these games without that unit around him that shoots so much, shoots so well, that plays so well together. I'm not going to act like James Harden is carrying the Rockets. He isn't. But Kristaps is carrying the Knicks. We can say that for sure. And Giannis pretty much is carrying the Bucks until, Bledsoe comes and now they're playing better as a unit, I would say, even though Giannis, he's probably still carrying them. Because I don't know what they could do without Giannis, to be honest. And when he comes out the game, the Bucks really don't look very good. So, yeah, I would say that. But in terms of other teams that are good, like, we look at the Detroit Pistons. They're 10-3 right now, which is incredible. Their best player so far, it's really hard to tell. I mean, Tobias Harris has been that scorer for them, and he's been really great as a scorer, but they've got guys giving them contributions in different ways. Avery Bradley has been awesome for this team on both ends of the court. Andre Drummond has done his thing, and he's a guy that, a lot of people had doubts about. He has been great. He has actually got his free throw percentage up almost 30% from last year, which is absolutely remarkable and a great thing for the NBA. So, maybe we don't have to deal with that Haka Drummond thing that much longer because he's shooting like 64%. Still not good, but compared to what it was before, it's excellent. So, that's great, but also, like, Reggie Jackson's playing better. You got guys all over that Pistons team playing well. So I don't think I could say that an MVP candidate is coming from the Pistons. You look at the Warriors, and I'd say the same thing. I mean, the Warriors are like 10-3 right now too, but Steph and KD and Draymond and Klay, I mean, they're all playing great, but you really can't say one guy out of those guys is doing better than the others. And you really can't say that, if you took one guy out of those 4 guys out, that the team would suffer that much. I mean, we already saw the Warriors play without KD, and they beat the Timberwolves by like 24 points without Kevin Durant. And even if you took out Steph Curry, the Warriors are still an elite team. You take out Draymond Green, they're still an elite team. I think that the Golden State Warriors, you can't say most valuable player because they don't really have a guy that is that vital to the team. I know everybody's vital, like Steph Curry adds a lot, and Draymond adds a lot, and KD adds a lot too, obviously. But it's not like, and I've been one of those guys to say, like, Draymond Green, if you took him off the team would suffer as a championship team. They wouldn't have the same championship capability. And, like, they wouldn't be as good, but come on, you got Steph Curry and Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson on your team. You really shouldn't need Draymond Green to win at this point, I would say. I think all 4 guys, you take one of them out, yeah, your team's going to be a little bit worse, but you're definitely still an elite team and probably still a championship favorite. So I'm going to leave it at that. I know I started this video talking about Porzingis. He might be my MVP pick, but I'm not completely sure. Like, I could go Porzingis, I could go Harden, I could go Giannis. At this point, I'm going to have to wait and see, man. I think so far I would say Porzingis just because of what he's doing with the Knicks. But, however, I can't say that I think he's going to win MVP because I don't expect the Knicks to be. I don't expect this to keep up. I think it's unbelievable what he's doing, but I can't see him doing this all year. I really can't. I would be so shocked and so happy because I really want to see him succeed as a guy that, you know, came in and with everybody on his back saying, you know, Knicks made a terrible draft pick, to where he is now averaging 30 points per game in his 3rd season. So yeah, just think about that. That's gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'm out. Thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.